Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something you probably use every single day without even thinking about it, the humble elevator button. And our deep dive today is all thanks to a really specialized analysis from the experts over at Novin Pooya Elevator.
So let's just jump right in. You push it, you hear that satisfying little click, and you think, that's it. But what you're really doing is kicking off this whole complex conversation, a conversation between you and the building's entire nervous system. We press it, we wait, the door is open. But what really happens in between all that?
So, first things first, we got to completely change how we think about this button. It is not just a switch. You can think of it as the main handshake, right? The primary way we humans interact with one of the most complex pieces of machinery in any modern building.
Right, so here's the thing. Its design isn't just about aesthetics, about looking cool or feeling nice to press. No way. The tech packed into that little button is absolutely fundamental to how the whole system works. I mean everything, from how long you're standing there waiting, all the way to how safely you get to your floor.
All right, so let's get into the different kinds of buttons you see out there, and you can really see how the technology has grown up. And I bet you've used all of these without ever really thinking about what's going on under the surface. So this really gets to the heart of it, right? You've got two main players. On one hand, there's the traditional mechanical button. It's a workhorse. It's got a physical switch inside, it's tough, it's cheap, and it gives you that solid, satisfying click. Then, on the other hand, you've got the modern capacitive touch button. Totally different beast. No moving parts to break down, it just senses the natural electricity in your finger. It's slick, super easy to clean, and barely needs any maintenance.
And it doesn't stop there, of course. The design has to fit the job. So in really busy public places, like a subway station or a shopping mall, you're going to see these heavy-duty vandal-proof buttons, usually made of stainless steel. And in newer buildings, you'll see those slick buttons with tiny screens built right in, telling you what floor you're on and which way the car is going.
Okay, now this is where things get really cool. This is about the hidden genius behind the scenes, figuring out how to solve this massive wiring headache, especially when you're talking about today's super tall skyscrapers. I want you to just picture this for a second. The old way of doing things meant that every single button, up, down, floor 1, floor 2, all the way up, needed its own separate wire running all the way back to the main control room. In a 50-story building, it was an absolute nightmare. A chaotic rat's nest of copper costing a fortune, and if one thing went wrong, good luck finding it.
But the solution they came up with is it's beautiful in its simplicity. It's something called serial communication. So instead of that crazy mess of wires, now all the buttons on a floor just connect to a small, local module. You press the button, and that little box turns your request into a clean, digital message, like, hey, someone on floor 12 wants to go up, and sends it down one single shared cable to the elevator's brain.
So how does it all work without getting its signals crossed? Well, it uses these standardized languages, these protocols, you see in all kinds of industrial tech, like CAN bus or RS-485. You can think of it as a set of rules that every part of the system agrees to follow. It's basically a mini internet, just for the elevator system, so everything can talk to each other without any confusion.
And the payoff for all this clever engineering? It's incredible. That whole complicated network, maybe hundreds of buttons in a skyscraper, can now run on as few as 2 wires. Just 2! 2 little wires. It has completely slashed costs, simplified installations, and made fixing things 1,000,000 times easier.
So once you have that super efficient digital backbone in place, what's next? Well, now you can start making things really smart. Now you can change the whole game of just calling an elevator. And this isn't science fiction. We're living in this world right now. Modern systems let you call an elevator from an app on your phone, so you can call it before you even leave your apartment or office. And even cooler, they can integrate with the entire building's smart system. We're talking voice commands, automatic scheduling, a totally seamless experience. Okay, so we've talked about convenience, but there's a whole other side to this, the buttons that are all about safety and service. These are the ones you hope you never see used, but they are absolutely essential.
Yeah, these are the serious ones. That firefighter switch, it gives first responders total command in an emergency. The inspection switch lets a technician safely move the car for repairs. And that emergency stop button inside the car, that's your immediate hard stop failsafe. So you can see, these aren't your everyday floor buttons. They are absolutely critical life-saving and maintenance tools.
So when you pull back and look at this whole story, this evolution from a simple click to a smart device, what does it all mean for what's coming next?
When you think about it, the story of the elevator button is really the story of all modern tech in a nutshell. It started as this simple, lonely little mechanical part, and it's grown up into a smart, connected piece of a much bigger puzzle, the building's entire smart ecosystem.
And here's the most important takeaway. This whole journey isn't just about saving a few bucks on wiring. It's about using technology to build safer, smarter, and just better environments for every single one of us who steps inside an elevator. And that kind of makes you think, doesn't it? As our world gets more and more connected, what other simple things that we use every day are secretly hiding all this amazing technology, just waiting for their own revolution? What's going to be the next elevator button?